So about a year ago, I decided to sign up for Marc's art school for digital artists because I really wanted to have a structured approach to kind of learning the fundamentals of art and really have someone or a course that I can use to develop as an artist. So about a year has passed since I signed up for the course, and I've been actively learning and going through the course. So I decided to make this video to hopefully help anyone watching who is considering taking the course to understand what the course is all about and hopefully help you make the decision. So generally speaking, who is the course for? I think the course is for anyone who really wants to spend time to learn the fundamentals of art or learn art in general. And especially if you're a beginner, I think the course goes through a lot of stuff and assumes that you're a beginner. That being said, even if you're intermediate, there's a lot of useful stuff in there that I think is still useful for you. So generally the course costs about $550, but Marc usually has a discount going on. And the content of the course is focus on all the fundamentals of art, from shapes and forms to figure drawing, anatomy and perspective, color and light theory, and so on. So one of the reasons that I also really like the course is because it's focused on digital art, and that's something that I wanted to get into. So term one starts by showing the basics of Photoshop, and that's what Marc uses. And it goes through the different features and the different things that you can do and use to help you understand how the software works. Although the software is Photoshop, I think if you are using any other digital art software, I think it will still be good because a lot of these softwares have the same features, and the principles that Marc uses in this course really applies in all softwares. So each term is not just one lesson, it has a few different lessons and a few different videos. So term one, like I said, it has, for example, fundamentals of Photoshop, the basics of that. And then it also has, or the first lesson of figure drawing, which is really focused on proportions and gesture drawings. And also there's another lesson for perspective. And I think it's a really good start to go through these, although it might not be as exciting the first term, but it really focuses on the basics and what you need to do in order, or what you need to learn in order to advance to the next lessons. So Marc really has the lessons in a very nice order because every lesson or every term is really builds up on the term previous to it. For example, once you learn gesture drawing, the future lessons would have some about figure drawing, anatomy, and so on. And as I mentioned before, Marc really assumes that whoever is taking his course is a beginner. So he explains everything in detail and really goes through everything. And Marc is a really good teacher. So the way he explains things are very good for anyone to understand, and he really shows every step that he does in order for you to learn. And because of that, each one of these videos that he has, on average, they're about 2 to 3 hours long. So it really focuses on explaining everything and shows a lot of the stuff in real time, so you see exactly what he's doing. So after I finished the term one, I went on and started working on term two, which he explains how to do the portrait. And this is really where I really realized how good Marc is as a teacher, because he really focuses on how to draw and really learning the fundamentals and learning the construction, rather than teach you a simple and fast way to copy. So for example, the head drawings, he really explains how each piece of the head is shaped and how each part needs to go together, and the proportions, the distancing, and all that. So you'll be able to draw it in different angles. And he also gives a couple examples where he draws the head in the different angles. I'm about halfway through the course, And this is the next part is really the part that I've been really focused on, and it's taking a lot of my time, and that is the anatomy lessons. So the anatomy lessons, they are detailed, and there's about probably 7 to 8 hours of video lessons where Marc goes through the different body parts and explains how the muscles overlap each other and interact with each other. And he really demonstrates those muscles from the front, back, and a 3/4 angle. And he draws all the muscles to show you how it would look on a human body, and then gives you assignments on how to practice. Now, 7 to 8 hours sounds a lot. For the human anatomy, there are way too many things to learn, and I think these lessons that Marc has is a very good start to learn the basics. And I think once you know that, you can go on further and develop that skill if that's what you want to go into, and find other resources maybe to help you advance more with the anatomy. But generally speaking, he goes through all the different muscles and details how they work, and you'll be able to draw the human figure very well. But like I said, the figure drawing takes a long time to learn, because the body really, there's infinite ways the body can expand and compress each muscle. So you'll have to learn how they would look like in every position. So then the lessons then continue, and they go on into character design, there's creature design, animal drawings, some lessons on color and light theory, which goes into details on the theory of that and the practice of it. Also some lessons on composition, and then he also has some illustration lessons where he goes through how to do a full illustration, some environment drawing and all. And I'll put a link to his course so that you can see every single lesson that is in the course, and it will help you understand what are the other lessons that are in there. The other thing that Marc has, he does a little bit of 3D modeling with ZBrush. I personally didn't do those lessons and assignments, but I thought it was a good thing to have if in case you decide to learn a little bit of that and see if that's something you're interested in. He does some fundamentals with ZBrush, and also some figure drawing, sculpting, or modeling, so you'll be able to see that as well. In addition to all of this, once you have the course, there is an active Discord community and Discord server which you can join. And Discord server is really set up very well, where there are even channels for each lesson or each term that you're working on, where you can post, if you're working, for example, on term 1, you can go and post your assignments or your practice in there and see and hope for or ask for feedback. And also you can see what other people are doing for those same lessons, so that you can learn from them and also provide feedback to them as well. So I think that's something unique, and not every course has that. And it's really nice to be able to interact with other members. I personally haven't been very active in the Discord community, but I think I want to make it a goal to engage more in there and post more and talk to people more there, so that I can learn much faster as well. So one of the things that you could think is as a downside is there isn't enough structured assignments per se. So Marc goes through a lot of examples and gives an assignment to do, and you really need to do the assignment and then try and find similar assignments for yourself to do. He does not provide, for example, an extensive list of assignments to do, for example, for anatomy lessons. He does not provide you examples of assignments to do. For example, draw this figure in this pose, and then there's an example of an answer. That is not there, so you'll have to work on that yourself and find examples to work on more to learn and advance through the lessons. So to recap the pros and cons. Pros, it is very beginner friendly. Marc is a great teacher and a great artist, so you'll be learning from one of the great artists. And Marc doesn't assume that you know anything, so he explains everything in detail, so you'll be able to really learn all the fundamentals. The course is focused on the fundamentals, so you'll be able to learn everything that you need when it comes to the fundamentals. And finally, there's a great Discord community. The cons, as I mentioned earlier, maybe not enough assignments to do, as well as, I think, in my personal opinion, maybe the anatomy section is not as detailed as I hoped. That being said, I don't think it's fair to say it needs to be more detailed, because the course is really focused on all things in art and all the fundamentals, and it is not a figure drawing course per se. So the amount that is there for the price, I think, is definitely worth it. And if you're only looking to learn figure drawing and you do have the basics figured out and you want to advance in the anatomy, maybe you need to find a specific anatomy course rather than this general course that goes through all the fundamentals of art. So is this course for you? I think if you're looking for a shortcut or you're just trying to learn how to draw a couple things very fast, I don't think the course is for you. But if you really want to spend the time and learn the fundamentals and learn art, and you want to put in the time, then I think this is a great start. I think it's a great place to start because you'll learn everything, and then you'll know exactly what you like and what you don't like, and you can focus on those things a lot more. And as I mentioned, I am still going through the course. It's been about a year, and I think I have really improved, and it has really helped me put some structure to my learning. And I hope this video has helped you learn and understand what the course is all about, and hopefully will help you make a decision whether you want to take the course or not. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.